Yo, what's going on? This is Andre Styles. In case you didn't know, I hope you know. We're on IGTV right now and YouTube. And I'm excited I'm doing the IGTV. I'm excited I'm doing the YouTube. If you're watching this on IGTV, so all you gotta do is share this video to support me. Or if it's on YouTube, and subscribe somewhere around here. But anyways, I'm gonna jump right into it because we got a lot to talk about. So I have a great idea. This is what we're gonna talk about. Men being vulnerable. Wait. Don't leave yet. This is super important. A lot of people need to know about this. A lot of people need to talk about this. It's a conversation that a lot of us don't wanna have. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. If you come from a place where, you know, your whole life, you've been taught that it's not okay to be vulnerable or to have emotion, you know, because you gotta be tough because people out here just trying to get at you and trying to hurt you. I mean, being vulnerable is major. It's difficult. So for all the brothers who are watching this, all the guys who's watching this right now, don't leave yet because we got a lot to talk about. And for women, this is an insight into men on, you know, kind of how we think. And it's a little deeper. I'm not always gonna go that deep on this subject, but I want to open up and explain to you some things. So pretty much for the guys, right? For all the dudes who've been told not to be emotional and everything, why it's so valuable to actually show your emotions in a relationship or in any circumstance is communication. It's communication. We have to communicate. That's the only way to make anything beneficial for anybody, period. I don't care if it's business, family, friends, blah, blah, blah. You gotta be able to communicate. You gotta be able to express your feelings and how you feel so you can solve the problem. So for guys, if you feel like you don't want to open up, or, you know, a girl should just be doing what you tell her to do, you know, you're not really communicating what the problem is. You know, you're just like, you want things this way. So you got to be able to open up and be vulnerable to discuss issues that you may be having. Communication, man, that's so important. And you know that's important. So, you know, I just want to talk about that some more. You know, another thing is for women, okay, I want to give a little more perspective into kind of men and how we feel about things, right? So women, the reason why men, I'm like have judgment, right? We have judgment. We see a girl, and I mean, we like women who work out and take care of themselves and do everything that they're supposed to do. I'm not saying we, you know, we should be objectifying women, but it's a benefit for it to see a woman who's determined and in shape and taking care of herself, because we like that. Why would we not? Don't you like a man who's taking care of himself, who you know, doesn't have to be whatever in the face, but at least he's, you know, disciplined enough to take care of his body, hit the gym every day, and work towards a goal? You know what I'm saying? It's really more mental. It's like you see the person for who they are because they're trying to better themselves. It may be a physical benefit that comes with it, but really you have to look at the big picture. They're determined. They want better. They want to bring more value to themselves. So let's look at it like that. And that's a big thing. So today I just want to talk about how, you know, men kind of may seem to objectify sometimes. I feel like sometimes it seems like we're just objectifying women. It does seem like that because we looking at a woman like, damn, she looks good, first bat. And ladies, y'all do the same thing. Like, you know, you see a dude within like 10 seconds, you know what it's gonna be like, if you could see yourself with that person or not. So it kind of goes both ways. But the thing is, we have to look at everything on both sides of the table. So we could say we're objectifying people, or we could say maybe we are intrigued with the fact that they take care of themselves. So that's the thing. You know, men, I feel like it's important for us to be a little more vulnerable and open up and express a little more, because if we don't come off and explain other than like, damn girl, you look good, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's objectifying. And you're not really going into detail like, man, I know you probably worked hard to get in shape, or, you took your time to do your makeup and your nails. You just look good. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like communication sometimes we can go a little astray, but I feel like a lot of the guys I know, I mean, we're not always perfect, but there's better motives behind it. It's an imperfect world. But for women, the thing is, I also think that we can't look at it from one angle and think that you're being held accountable as far as like judgment, because you should hold yourself to a certain standard though. Like, I'm not saying what that standard is, but just hold yourself up to something. Like, know what the best version of you is, like whatever that may be, whatever you inside see yourself possibly being, and then like make sure that you're trying to at least be that person. Compare yourself to that person. Like, whoever that person is, compare yourself to that person. That's what I think everybody should do. They should have this vision of themselves. Like, I know I see myself doing this, doing that, owning a business, looking like this. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You're in competition with yourself at that point. You got to think about that. Think about that. You're in competition with yourself. Like, what's wrong with you being in competition with yourself? I don't see anything wrong with that. Worst case scenario, you lose to yourself, but you tried. And don't get me wrong, like, fighting yourself is the most difficult battle ever, because you already know every single move before you make it. Imagine fighting somebody, every time you do a punch, blocked it. They're ready for it. Seriously. It's hard. And, I'm saying that because women, nobody should be judged. Men shouldn't be judging women. Women shouldn't be judging men. But I think deep down inside, this is my perspective, right? I think deep down, we all look at people for who we feel they could be. So we want better for them somewhere inside our mind. And we judge them because we don't see them living up to the expectation of what we feel they could be. Think about it. I feel like women sometimes have men and they take men who may not be able to provide or just, they have certain reasons why they talk to the guy, but it's because they want to nurture them and they want to build them because they have this perception of what they feel that guy could be. So it's the same way with dudes. Like, I mean, we objectify and all that and this and that, but at the same time, if we saw a woman who is a go-getter, and I mean, like, this is my perspective, this is my opinion. If we saw a woman who's a go-getter and she holds herself to a standard, I mean, as long as she's loyal, she's not going nowhere, man. She's not going nowhere. See, that's, ladies sometimes getting messed up because sometimes you put yourself in positions where, you want to go out and look a certain type of way and then make people have the perception by your actions, not just what you wear, by your actions and your conversation, to make it be perceived as maybe you're not a go-getter. Maybe you're not independent, super independent. And at the end of the day, men see that. So they objectify and they just ride with that thought process. Anyways, so that's just me opening up a little bit more about the thoughts that men versus women, two different angles looking at it. I'm just here to open up your minds a little bit. So I'm gonna end this out with saying, stay blessed. You already know. Do me a favor. Actually, everything, do me in the comments here on IGTV or YouTube. Just go ahead and put the comments of what you hated most. Tell me why you didn't like this. Why don't you like this video? Tell me. And another thing is, give me topics in the comments. Whatever it is, whatever you want me to talk about, whatever you feel like we should discuss, comment it. and I'll talk about it. I'll bring it up. So please like, subscribe, share. Do your boy a favor. Support me by loving yourself and loving somebody else. Stay blessed, man. You have a great fucking day.